Hi everybody, my name is Battista Borsano. I come from Turin in the north of Italy and I studied in Pisa and then in Paris, France. I'm currently a PhD candidate at Scuola Normale Superiore of Pisa. My main academic interests are the ancient civilizations of Anatolia during the classical and the Hellenistic period, especially the social, cultural, and linguistic interactions between the Greek polis on one hand and the local communities on the other hand. The sources I am most familiar with are the epigraphical ones, that is, inscriptions on stone, either in Greek or in epicoric languages. Inscriptions are abundant in comparison with the paucity of historical records about the history of many Anatolian regions. These elements are the core of my project at ANAMED 2, titled The Hellespont in Phrygia in the Hellenistic Period. It deals with a vast area with ill-defined borders that stretched from the present-day Çanakkale province to the western part of Borsano province. This region was a very important crossroad in antiquity. Its ports were essential for maritime trade between the Mediterranean Sea and the Black Sea, while its proximity to the European coast made it a necessary departure or arrival point for kingdoms seeking to extend their control over the straits and the other continent. For this reason, the area flourished for many centuries, especially around the city of Cyzicus, which maintained a degree of independence from the Hellenistic kingdoms and from Rome too. By the modern age, the region had lost its economic centrality, but it was a transit destination for many ambassadors and travelers between East and West, being constantly visited and described. Nevertheless, our knowledge of Cyzicus and the surrounding region is still extremely limited. The apparent scarcity of archaeological remains has dampened the interest of scholars, who have generally devoted themselves to more promising areas. This vicious circle is difficult to reverse, but I hope that my research will contribute to this. Therefore, the aim of my project is to collect and, if possible, revise all the epigraphic evidence and reconstruct, with the aid of literary, archaeological, and numismatic sources, the Hellenistic historical geography of the region. In practice, I will dedicate my stay in Turkey to the following research lines. First of all, many inscriptions and architectural elements from Cyzicus were brought to Constantinople in the 19th century, and they are used as building material or sold as collector's items. Most have been lost or destroyed, but it is my interest to trace the remaining inscriptions and try to reconstruct their history and movements. Other inscriptions are still preserved in the region, that is in local museums or in lapidaria or directly in situ. I will visit all these places in order to collect all possible evidence. Secondly, an important task is reconnecting these sources to their original, vital context of display, or at least to their place of discovery. This is not as easy a task as it might seem, because a large number of inscriptions was discovered at the end of the 19th century by grave diggers and voyagers. In parallel, toponymy has changed a lot over the last century. The only collection of inscriptions on a broad regional basis is that made in 1910 by Friedrich Hasselbalch, who, however, did not publish any text but listed all the inscriptions known at the time. Since then, new texts have surfaced and can be examined alongside with those already known by us. My ultimate goal will be to translate, explain, and restore these texts where necessary and possible, trying to reconstruct the historical context in which they were produced. In doing so, I also hope to outline other parallel paths, in particular the late ancient and modern reception of these specific vestiges. I really want to thank you for your attention and see you